Marty Springstead of the American League behind the plate. Augie Donatelli of the National League at first. Jerry Newdecker of the American League at second. Paul Pryor of the National League at third. Russ Getz working the left field line. And Harry Wendelstedt the right field line. By the way, Lou Rawls has been busy with national anthems. He sang the national anthem over at Candlestick Park at the football game, took a helicopter and flew over here and had just sung the national anthem for Game 7 of the World Series. This crowd today, they really woke up here yesterday. Listen to the roar, and they're on their feet. The Oakland players have criticized their own fans for not being enthusiastic enough. Well, I guess the message got through because they were on fire yesterday, and they're about as enthused as the fans that you have at Shea Stadium when the Mets are home. Outside of one player, it's going to be an all right-handed batting order for the Oakland A's. This man, Ken Holtzman, won the opening game. He's lost one. He's really pitched only a third of an inning in the last week. He was knocked out in the first inning Wednesday night in New York. He started the opening game of the series last Saturday. Maybe it was a blessing for him because the latter part of the season he tailed off. He had 10 days rest and looked very good in the playoffs, pitching a powerful game against Baltimore. And let's take a look at him in slow motion as his teammate, Catfish Hunter, who won yesterday, makes some comments about Ken Holtzman.
Kenny Holtzman's a control pitcher like myself. He's got to have his control of the wind today. He's got to keep the ball low and hit and throw to spots. And he's got a good breaking ball. The only time he throws that is just to make the guy swing at a bad pitch. He doesn't try to throw it for a strike. If he has his good control today, I think he'll win easily.
While Holtzman warms up, Jon Matlack had just completed his warm-ups. He has his jacket on. He's walking in toward the Met dugout. Jon Matlack. There he is. And the New York Mets hopes rest on the youngster today. So here we go now. We're ready for the championship game. And in here to tell you about the play-by-play of the first part of the game, well, it's been our privilege to work with again the outstanding broadcaster of the Oakland A's, Mr. Monty Moore.
Thank you very much, Kurt, and hello once again, everybody. Wayne Garrett, leadoff batter for the Mets, has 5 hits in the series. He's been up 25 times, and Holtzman starts him off with a strike. You talk about electricity in the air. It is here today. It should be. It is the 7th game of the Classic of Baseball. There's the curve from Holtzman as he shows it early today. He misses with it. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Wayne Garrett, born in Brooksville, Florida, lives in Sarasota. Fouls it back. It's foul, strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. In the regular season, Garrett hit 16 home runs for the Mets. Curveball, he got him looking, strike 3. This telecast is presented by authority of Major League Baseball and is intended solely for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any publication, reproduction, retransmission, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the Commissioner of Baseball is prohibited. Felix Millan, second baseman. 5 hits, 28 at-bats in the series. One of the toughest strikeouts in all of baseball. Takes a look at a Holtzman fastball strike. In Holtzman's career in the National League, he had trouble with this ball club. There's Rusty Staub on deck. The Mets beat Kenny 9 times. He beat them only 5. He came right in on me on that time, and he fouled off, strike 2.
Monty, that little spot we did with Catfish Hunter where he said he likes to throw his curveball, but not for strikes. I think Kenny's going to have to throw his curveball for strikes today. They've been laying back late in the season, and the Mets the first time against him for the fastball. So he's going to have to get that breaking ball over early and establish it.
No balls, 2 strikes on Millan. It's some kind of a play. Hit him on the foot.
Foul ball.
Millan fouled that ball right down on his foot. No balls, 2 strikes. Millan chokes the bat as far up as anybody in baseball. There's one player in the American League that goes up that far on it, Kenny Suarez of the Texas Rangers.
Slight breeze out today, Monty, from home plate toward third, home plate toward second. the batters win today.
Campaneris at short. To Darold Johnson, 2 down.
Holtzman appears to be keeping the ball down low. Campaneris, one of the outstanding players in the series. He and Harrelson have been just sensational defensively.
Here's Rusty Staub. Rusty has had a very fine World Series, 9 for 22.
Interesting to see how they're playing him now. They're trying to get the attention out in center field. Jackson is from the A's dugout, and they finally move him into left center against Staub.
Curveball, and it's hit into left center. Jackson moving over. He's got it. 3 up, 3 down. After a 1/2 inning of play at the Oakland Coliseum, the score, the Mets nothing, the A's coming to bat.
Here's a brilliant young left-hander, 23-year-old Jon Matlack. Has allowed no earned runs in this World Series. He's won 1 and lost 1. He's allowed only 8 hits in a total of 23 innings. And only 1 earned run in his last 5 starts. And in slow motion, take a look at him as his teammate, Jerry Koosman, gives you some slants on the pitching of Matlack and what he'll have to do today.
John is a very consistent pitcher. He has a good fastball, a good curveball, and he keeps them both down real well. His curveball, he can break into a hitter, or he can break it straight down on the outside part of the plate. He's got a very good moving fastball.
Bert Campaneris, the A's shortstop, will lead it off. In the World Series, Campy has 6 hits and 27 at-bats. For the year, he hit .250. 5 of the last 6 years, he's been the top base stealer in the American League. His own teammate, Billy North, surpassed him this year, as did Tommy Harper of Boston. Strike 1. Reggie Jackson said he thinks that Jon Matlack is a left-handed Tom Seaver. He thinks Matlack is just as fast as Seaver is. Here's the curveball, and he got it in there on the inside corner at the knees. It's no balls, 2 strikes. Campaneris from Pueblo, Nuevo, Cuba. Lives now, however, in Walker, Missouri. Campaneris trying to converse with Marty Springstead, an American League umpire. He didn't like that last call, but it's there on the board, 0-2. Curved him again, and it's fouled away.
Wonder how Marty is with his Spanish.
Debbie Sevier. She's improved her throwing considerably in the last 3 years here. She used to couldn't get it back to the dugout at all. But she's grown up and learned to throw. Shooting at that outside corner with a curveball. Matlack thought he had it. Obviously, he missed it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Matlack, the $50,000 bonus boy, signed the same year that Bloomberg, Mayberry, Gritch, Rader, and some of the other top names in the major leagues today. He stayed right with a breaking ball on Campaneris, and Wayne Garrett throws him out.
Garrett, I know, lucky or happy to get a ball earlier in this series. He's been a little shaky at third base in recent games, so I'm sure he wants to get that first tough chance out of the way.
Now for the Oakland A's, Joe Rudy.
Here's Campy. Matlack has had a good breaking ball, changed speeds that time, and he can really run on a routine ball at the third.
Here's Joe Rudy, who's hit the ball hard in the series. He has 7 hits. Breaking ball is low, and he's staying right with it.
Control might be a factor for Matlack. He averaged nearly 4 walks every 9 innings this season. But in the World Series, he's given up only 4 walks in 14 innings. He's been around the plate very well.
He's had pressure games before. He's been in that final hectic week of the National League East, then in the great playoff series with the Cincinnati Reds. Now this is the 3rd game he's pitched in this year's World Series. He's staying with that curveball. It's up high. From behind home plate on the third base side, you look right down the right field line. See the umpire alignment. 3 of them used down each sideline. taking a shot at the outside corner with a fastball, missed with it. He's behind Joe Rudy now, 3-0. And if the Met scouts have seen any pattern at all in the last 3-4 weeks following the A's, they have seen that Dick Williams very rarely gives a take sign on a 3-ball, no-strike count. He doesn't take the bat out of the hands of the batters very often. And there is the A's skipper, Dick Williams, with the trainer, Joe Romo. He looked at it, ball 4. Joe Rudy bringing up Sal Bando, whose bat the last 3 weeks of the regular American League season was as hot as a $2 pistol. He hit everything.
You wonder if the A's are going to hit a home run in this series. Only twice in series history has a team gone through 7 or more games without hitting a home run, and the A's have not had a home run.
Bando hit 29 of them in the course of the regular season. Good fastball, but it's outside. That fastball seems to be running on Matlack right now.
Tails away from right-handed hitters. Bando yesterday against Seaver was trying to hit to the opposite field, but he still could not control his body, and he kept pulling away. They keep pitching him outside, and he hasn't been able to go to right center. And Monty, he has good power there.
A lot of his home runs have gone over the right center field wall this year, and a lot of his extra base hits have gone that way. It's interesting to see how they've changed defensive strategies in the outfield for several hitters in the series. Bando is one of them. They now play him straight up everywhere. Breaking ball hit the inside corner. Here's a look at the outfield. You can see the center fielder, Hahn, who keys the shift for a defense straight away on Bando, right up the middle. He opened the series playing him in left center. Again, and that's the curveball that Kuzman was talking about. He keeps in on the right-handed batters. 2 balls, 1 strike on Sal Bando. Rudy off first. Bando, good cut of the fastball, a little late on it, and it's back into the crowd. 2 balls, 2 strikes now. Matlack spent 3 years in AAA ball, which is rather long, really, for anybody in AAA ball, but Bob Sheffing, the general manager of the Mets, who's done such an outstanding job, wanted to make sure that this great prospect was ready when he got here, and he obviously was. He was the National League Rookie of the Year. Bando hammered the curveball, but he hit it on the fist, and he's got to go back for some new lumber. He broke the bat.
Matlack so far throwing more breaking balls earlier in this ball game than he did the last time out. He usually starts the ball game off with that good lively fastball, and when he gets his control and he's down in the strike zone, he starts coming with a curveball.
Pitcher has to have a lot of confidence in his control of that breaking ball to throw that many of them into the right-handed batters trying to throw it inside, because you could leave it out there over that plate pretty easily, and it's a long gone one when you do. There's Reggie Jackson on deck. 2-2 count on Bando. Fouled away the fastball. Matlack very quick here this afternoon. They tell us during the season that most Met pitchers work with 4 days rest. This is the second time in this series Matlack has gone with only 3.
They've had a 5-man rotation, which is ideal for a team. And they haven't broken that rotation. They have taken a look at the long haul, which you must do.
First look at Matlack's move to first.
You talked about how quick he is. The man on deck, Reggie Jackson, says Matlack is the quickest throwing left-hander he's faced this year.
Fouled off by Bando. Reggie Jackson, who really works on coming up with quotes that'll get into the papers, says that Nolan Ryan, people ask how fast Nolan Ryan is. He says he's quicker than instant coffee. Two balls, 2 strikes. There's Reggie waiting, throwing the sunflower seeds in. Struck him out. Went to the outside part of the plate with that fastball, and Bando didn't get around on it. There are 2 down, and here's Reggie Jackson.
Here'll be the key of the game, I think, how Jackson can handle left-handed pitching. And he's hit the A's have gone in this series. But he's only hit right-handers. He hasn't done very much against left-handers. If they neutralize Jackson, that'll be a big key.
He's had a unique series. He's had 8 base hits, but they've been in bunches. He had 4 in one game and 3 in another. Of his 32 home runs this year, 12 were hit off left-hand pitching. Check swing roller. There's a big out. Garrett gets it, and he does. Jackson loses his swing. In the first, no runs or hits. A man left to score. 0-0.
I throw mainly fastball. I'll try to mix in a few curves, but basically I'll try to pitch the same way I normally do, is keep the ball down and away to most of their hitters. And I think that Jones and Staub, 2 of their most dangerous hitters. If I get in a spot, I might try to pitch around them in a particular situation, but there's no tomorrow, and I feel that Dick's going to go with everybody today, so I'm just going to do the best I can.
Well, Kenny Holtzman was very near prophetic. He said Cleon Jones would be one of his toughest men, and he may pitch around him. The first pitch of the inning was driven 400 feet to the center field wall by Cleon Jones, and Reggie Jackson caught it. Incidentally, Jackson has played no center field for the A's whatsoever until the American League playoffs this year. That job was handled by Billy North, who was injured last 2 weeks of the season. Here is John Milner. Backs off from a curve that is high and inside. 1-0. He led the Mets in home runs, Milner. He's had 8 hits in this World Series. He'd been up 24 times. Holtzman behind him, 2-0 now. Really has a quick bat. Popped it up. Dick Green backing up in a short right. Makes the catch. He had a little tough trouble with that one. The sun is very, very bright here. The skies right overhead are blue.
Green started circling after this ball. It would have been an easier play for Jesus Salou, the right fielder, but Green waved him off, and now the wind catches it. That's gusting up over here.
I believe, Tony, that wind is going to be a bit tricky today. It's about 10-15 miles an hour now, and it may cause some troubles.
The A's World Champion pennant flying above the center field fence, but that wind up there is not always anywhere close to what it is on the playing surface. That's about 120 feet higher than the playing surface. Here's Jerry Grody, swinging late on a Holtzman fastball, fouling it off.
You know, Monty, Grody hasn't hit any home runs, but twice he's put outfielders right up against the fence.
And twice he's hit foul balls that just missed the foul pole. You recall in the long game here a week ago, he just missed one in the 9th inning. Holtzman, a study in concentration. First pitch was outside to Grody. You noticed he came back in on him that time, and that's why Holtzman doesn't have to throw a whole lot of different pitches. He ordinarily has good control of the fastball and has 2 or 3 by running the fastball away. There's the on-deck batter, Don Hahn. Back outside with a fastball. He's now 2-1. Holtzman has pitched 2 no-hitters in the National League, one of them without striking out a batter. Liner to center field, Reggie Jackson. Dives, has he got it? He has! We have 3 down, Reggie Jackson.
Jackson with a whale of a day at the bat yesterday. Watch this catch. Hit hard on the line. He never gave up on it. Just kept on coming and catches it off the top of the ground. We're not having played center field all year. As we look at this play again, he made a whale of a catch. He played the shallow center field, too.
So the Mets don't score in the 2nd inning, and it is still 0-0.
The A's have everybody down in their bullpen. The Mets have only 5 or 6 members over in their bullpen. It's interesting to see the contrast in the occupancy of the 2 bullpens today.
What you call a full house. Here's Gene Tennis. Good low fastball, and that is the Jon Matlack pitch that has been so effective against Oakland so far in the series. Gene Tennis, last year's World Series hero with 4 home runs, takes a breaking ball down and in. It's 1-1.
This fella gets the walks. He's walked 10 times.
Last year he tied a Babe Ruth home run record with a 4 home run. This year he's tied a Babe Ruth walk record. Strike call. In 6 games, he had, I believe, gotten more walks than Babe got, but in a 7-game World Series, he still has to get another one or two.
Back in 26, the Babe walked 11 times for the record.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Gino. Breaking ball again, and it just misses inside. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. He's really staying inside on the A's batters today, and once in a while he'll move that fastball outside as he did on Bando to strike him out. Looks like he's going outside this time. Grody showed. Missed low with it. No count on Tennis. He led the A's in bases on balls this year with 101. Call. Gene Tennis must have been looking for something inside again, and Matlack hit the outside corner with the fastball, his 2nd strikeout.
Jerry Grody gets down about as low as any catcher you want to see him giving his target. Especially important with a pitcher like Matlack, who likes to throw the ball down low. Right on the corner.
Boy, and you can really see graphically in that shot right there, Tony, how fast that ball is moving. It actually moved the mitt almost off the hand of Jerry Grody. Great impact shot to show that fastball. Here now is Jesus Alou. The A's right fielder picked up from Houston late in the season. The 3rd Alou brother to play with the A's in 3 years.
And Monty, by a twist of fate, the right fielder in the 7th game of the World Series for the A's last year, Matty Alou. The right fielder in the 7th game this year, the brother Jesus Alou.
Felipe had played with the A's the year before and got no farther than the playoffs. Right down the right field line from behind the foul screen, you see, with our creepy camera. Popped up off first base. A lot of room for John Milner. And there are 2 down. These 2 pitchers have settled down, and each appears to have very good stuff so far. Here's Darren Johnson, and the only home run he hit in the National League this year in the short time he was with Philadelphia was against Jon Matlack. He hit 19 for the A's in the American League. He's had 3 hits in the series. 1 a double off the wall in left center. Strike called. It was Darren Johnson who sounded the alarm to the Oakland A's about Matlack. He told the players the day the Mets won that their most outstanding pitcher, he felt, was Matlack. Little high ball, 1-1. Really interesting to watch the grapevine work. Here's the on-deck batter for Oakland, Dick Green. A's players were not asking any questions about the Mets the last week or 2 of the season, and all of a sudden everybody wanted to know everything. Tough play for Garrett. He short hops it and throws him out. 3 up, 3 down. We've gone through 2 innings at the Coliseum, and it's 0-0.
We move to the bottom of the 3rd inning with Oakland and New York still scoreless in Game 7 of the 1973 World Series here on ESPN Classic.
Kenny Holtzman and Darren Johnson did a fine job in holding that base runner Don Hahn on that double play to end the inning. Darren did not break too soon, and the play was made before the bunt was laid down as Bando really broke quickly to the plate. Good quick pivot by Campaneris. Here's Sal again. See how he positioned those feet to get rid of it quickly and accurately?
And you notice the second baseman, Dick Green, took the throw. It took 2 strong throws then, one by Bando, one by Campaneris. They both have strong arms. Here's Dick Green, Oakland's second baseman. Fouls off Matlack's first pitch. Green for the season hit .260 for Oakland. In the World Series this year, 1 hit, 12 at-bats. There is no score. Last half of the 3rd inning. It's turned out to be a beautiful sunshiny day in the Bay. There was the curve. Green was almost persuaded, didn't, and it cost him to take strike 2. Amazing Matlack's ability to keep the ball down with good stuff on it, both breaking ball and fastball. Tried to blow him out inside and missed with it.
Barring arm trouble, how would you like to have his future?
Oh. 23 years old, is it? Greeny fought off the curveball and fouled it down. Dick Green, Ken Holtzman, and Bert Campaneris for the A's. There's Holtzman. Well, after watching the World Series, Kurt, and realizing that the A's pitchers were batting for the first time this year, do you think it's been a factor in the series that there's been no designated hitter?
I don't really think so.
Took a called third strike, a big breaking ball, and Matlack has his third strikeout. Matlack has an incredible string of innings going in which he's not allowed an earned run.
They're checking it here now, Monty. He has now a total of 23, 25 in the third innings without an earned run. And only one earned run the last 42 innings.
Holtzman, who got a base hit his first game he pitched, swings in the first pitch and misses.
That's unbelievable.
That's just short of 5 games without giving up an earned run. Strike 2 called. He's a machine out there. What a beautiful sight you can see from our portable camera from right behind home plate, looking out at the clouds and the flags blowing here in this beautiful ballpark in Oakland. Holtzman pulled his double just by that third base bag before, and he got a slow curveball then on a no-ball 2-strike count and almost had another one.
Monty, many of the Mets pitchers give a lot of the credit for their success to their catcher, Jerry Grody. Very rarely do they have to shake off one of his signs. He thinks right along with them. He knows what they want to do, and he sets up behind the plate gives a great target.
Holtzman, line drive to left field. He's going to have another extra base hit. The first hit of the day for Oakland, a double by the pitcher, Kenny Holtzman.
Ball down in the left field corner. Third base umpire. Russ Getz making the call. Cleon Jones playing that corner, which can be tricky quite well. Last time he had a double, he had to slide in the second base earlier in that ball game and nearly hurt his knee.
And he's now a 1,000 hitter in this series. 2 doubles and 2 times up.
Well, the designated hitter couldn't have done any better for him than he's done. They're having to take some refuse off the field out in straightaway center. So the groundskeepers are out there holding up the game right now. Bert Campaneris and Joe Rudy now will both have shots at knocking in Ken Holtzman. There's the commissioner of baseball in his box. And American League President Joe Cronin, and many believe that next Tuesday, Joe Cronin might become the chairman of the board of the American League and resign as president. And the American League might be looking for a new president. Fly ball to right field, hit pretty well, and there she goes.
The first home run for the A's. It's the little guy, Campaneris, who hit 2 homers in the playoffs also.
Well, he said before the game, pressure don't bother me. He said, I just love to play. Well, I've seen Camper hit a lot of home runs in his big league career. He hit 22 one year. There's Charlie Finley. Very happy man right now. His son, Charlie Jr., is usually right there with him, but he got called back to LaPorte, Indiana, where his wife, Doreen, is about to have a baby, and he went back there watching in the hospital there today.
hopeful all the way, as so many of these ace hitters have been. Look at Staub, in disgust, hitting the wall.
That wind is blowing out that way, too. That helped him.
Here's Joe Rudy now. There's another curveball hung up there. I definitely believe after it's over, Campaneris will just say, I was just trying to get a hit going to right field, but he got under it. There he is. The A's little road runner. Fantastic little player. Talking with Alan Lewis. Again, the curve, and it misses high and away. It's 1 ball, 1 strike.
The last home run the A's hit was by Campaneris in the 3rd game of the playoffs with Baltimore in the 11th inning. And he comes through again.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. First 2 earned runs given up by Matlack in the World Series. He's thrown Rudy 3 straight curveballs, so throwing the curveball to Campaneris that got hit out didn't scare him off it.
He was above the waist with a couple, and he's gotten hurt by it.
I don't know. Does it seem to you, Kurt and Tony, that he threw a lot more breaking balls today than he threw in the other 2 games of this series?
Very definitely. Very definitely.
Could that be? Seaver said he threw more yesterday because he was sore and maybe a little tired.
I think part of it, Monty, is this Oakland A's team, as of yesterday, began thinking at the plate. Against Seaver, they started going the opposite direction. They're forcing Matlack, as they did yesterday, Seaver, to change his pitching pattern.
Harry Parker throws in the bullpen. Matlack ready to pitch to Vando with 1 out. Popped it up on the infield. Milner makes the grab, and there are 2 down. Boy, it's always a big out when you get a big hitter in the middle of a rally. And when he got Sal Bando right there, he got a big out. Here's Reggie Jackson now. Reggie Jackson made that incredible catch out in center field, and I think as well as catching it, what made it great was his ability to hold on to it after he crashed into the ground.
He's made 2 or 3 outstanding plays in center field in this series.
And he made 1 in the playoffs against Baltimore, just running full speed out into left center field. Yogi Berra with some instructions to somebody. He's moving Garrett off third base, closer to short. Curve blowing away, ball 1. The A's are wearing a Kelly green top on their uniform today, and through the regular season, they always wear what they call polar bear whites. This club has 3 uniforms. Today, for some reason, they went to green. Curve at the strike. Maybe it's a hunch. Charlie Finley changed and had them wear their whites in the playoffs against Baltimore, and it wasn't on a Sunday, and they won. So maybe he played the hunch today and took them out of the whites and put them in the green. Amazing how superstitious people are in this game. There's a long drive. Jackson has hit it all, and it is gone. Would you say
Jackson hugging Dick Williams. Earlier in the year, they had word Jackson blasted his own manager. But as Reggie said, I get impulsive at times. But he's a real man. He's been a great manager for me. Now, ribbons are being thrown out in the field. Here's Yogi coming out.
You know, an odd twist of things, Kurt. It was that argument that Reggie Jackson had where he condemned some of the Oakland coaches and the Oakland manager, which really enticed Charlie Finley to give the coaches and the manager all extended contracts. And now here we are in the World Series, and Dick Williams has said that he is giving up those 2 years and is leaving the A's organization. And here comes Harry Parker in. There's a break in the action here in Oakland to score. The A's 4, the Mets nothing. At the Oakland Coliseum, the 7th game of the World Series, the new Met pitcher is Harry Parker. It's his 3rd game of this World Series. He's given up 2 hits and 1 run, and he was the losing pitcher in a game in New York, the 3rd game. It was that 11-inning, 3-2 game. He's 26 years old, born in Highland, Illinois. Lives now in Collinsville. He faces Gene Tennis and brushes him off the plate a little bit with a high inside fastball. It's 1-0. Reggie Jackson, with those runs batted in, has just moved into the lead in RBIs in this World Series tournament. Tennis fouls it off. You know, Kurt, after the game yesterday, Gene Tennis said, I believe we can win it now because Buck started hitting. That's what the players call Reggie Jackson. They said he always picks us up, and if he starts, it's all over.
Well, he's important in that lineup.
It's a long ways from being all over, but he's given the A's a 4-0 lead. Curve in the dirt, it's 2-2.
We've had an interesting pattern in every one of the 7 games. The home team has scored first.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Tennis. Foul ball. You know, by the time 7 games of a World Series, the other team has looked at one starting pitcher 3 times. And it takes some outstanding pitching and positioning to get by a good team 3 times in a row. Tennis gets a walk. So the A's walking man goes to first base.
And he just tied a World Series record, 11 walks in a 7-game series. He's tied the legendary Babe Ruth, who walked 11 times in the 1926 World Series.
And we're going to have a pinch hitter now. Vic Davalillo will be coming on to bat for Jesus Alou, and I would imagine this would be a defensive move about as much as offensive because the Mets do have basically left-hand relievers, but Dick Williams has put Davalillo in for defensive reasons when the A's have had a lead before, and I would imagine that he's going to let him hit here, and he had planned to put him in for defense anyway. So it's Davalillo for Alou, and that will put Reggie Jackson back in right as Ray Sadecki starts to throw. And when Davalillo goes in, he'll be in center field. Ray Sadecki throws in the Met bullpen. Well, this is clean the bullpen day here. There's no need to save anybody. Yogi said everybody's available except Tom Seaver. Davalillo 1 for 8 in this World Series. Parker gets a strike on him. There are 2 out and 4 runs in. Campaneris with a 2-run homer. Reggie Jackson with a 2-run homer, and Jackson really clobbered his. It went up into the bleachers. Fouled off. No balls, 2 strikes. It up into center. Don Hahn looking for it. Harrelson pointing it out for him. He's got it all the way, and that retires the side. The A's score 4 runs on 4 hits. There's 1 left, and the score after 3 innings, 4-0 Oakland.
We rejoin the action in the bottom of the 5th inning with Oakland leading New York 4-0 in Game 7 of the 1973 World Series, right here on ESPN Classic.
This is the last time we'll bore you with a shot. But if the game's over, Oakland wins. The man here, Monty Moore, will be down in the Oakland clubhouse. If the Mets win, Ralph Kiner will be down. I think you're going downstairs too, aren't you, Tony?
I'm going to go scramble, yeah.
Right.
Get wet.
I'll stay up here and take it easy. We really do want to thank you all for your attention, for your letters, your telegrams, and your interest in the 1973 World Series on behalf of NBC. Thank you.
Now, as we go to this last half of the ball game, it's our pleasure once again to say, Kurt and Tony, it's been fun working with you. After today's game, Tony's got a long, easy winter ahead of him. You just keep rolling right on and working because the name Kurt Gowdy is synonymous with every big sporting event in the country. And here he is, ladies and gentlemen, Kurt Gowdy.
Thank you, Monty, and don't go away. Last of the fifth inning, Campaneris was grounded to short and hit a home run. Ray Sadecki's the new pitcher, and Campaneris has a strike on him. Ray Sadecki, 32 years old. Born, lives in Kansas City, Kansas. His fourth game of the series. 1 ball, 1 strike. He saved the fourth game for the Mets, the 6-1 game, pitched a scoreless ninth inning. There's a base hit by Campaneris. Cleon Jones over, lets the ball get away. Campaneris coming into second. Holds at second base. Jones is down on the grass.
Jones lost his footing just as he approached the ball, and I don't know if he sprained his ankle, stepped in a chuck hole, a piece of turf gave way, but he's still down in left center field.
He appears to have injured his ankle as he slipped. Might be a little bit slippery from the morning rain out there.
Cleon knew he had to hurry as Campaneris did not look like he was going to let up at all. He was going to force Jones into making a throw at second base. See if he can pick up exactly what happens to Cleon Jones. He tries to plant his foot. There he is. There's the slip that may have turned that right ankle over. Hahn had to come over from center field, make the play. Joe Deere, the trainer, along with Yogi Berra, some of the others out there.
The Mets nagged with injuries all year. A true hard luck team until the latter part of August. Finally got their club healthy and roared in to take the National League pennant. Then Rusty Staub injured for the World Series, although he's been a heroic figure playing with a bad shoulder. And now Cleon Jones hurt in the final game. For those that joined us late, the score is 4-0 in favor of Oakland, and their runs came in the third with 1 out. The pitcher Ken Holtzman doubled to left. Bert Campaneris hit a home run over the right field fence to make it 2-0. That was the first Oakland home run of the series. And Campaneris had also hit a home run in the third game of the playoffs to win 2-1 against Baltimore. So the drought had been on for the long ball for the A's, and Campaneris broke the drought. Then Joe Rudy singled after Bando popped up. Reggie Jackson rode a tremendous drive up in the right center field bleachers for a home run, and that's the scoring 4-0. Ken Holtzman in 5 innings has pretty well checked the Mets. It's Don Hahn, number 25, standing over him. Yogi Berra, the manager, number 8, worried about his star left fielder, of course. Yogi had an unusual day yesterday. His team lost. It wasn't a total loss for Yogi. His son, Timmy, and get this, ran a kickback 100 yards and didn't score for the University of Massachusetts. He took it 2 yards in the end zone and ran to the 2-yard line of the opponents. Timmy Berra caught 9 passes and scored 2 touchdowns. He's a pro football prospect. Cleon Jones evidently is all right.
Kurt, this is a serious blow if he can't swing properly or run properly, because of the 4 threats for the Mets who can get you back in the ball game with that one swing. He's the only right-handed hitter, and with Holtzman out there, Garrett, Staub, and Milner, of course, are nullified somewhat from the left side.
Rusty Staub all the way over from right field, anxious about his teammate. Jones stays in. That was a single for Bert Campaneris. An error has been charged to Cleon Jones. So we've had our first error of this game. There's Campaneris at second. Now, watch him. He might try to steal third. He likes to do it with a left-hander on the mound. If the A's win, the most valuable player usually goes to the winning team. Who would be the most valuable player? Probably be between Campaneris and Jackson.
Would not be an easy choice. Campy's been very, very solid in every ball game. Reggie's had 2 big games.
Joe Rudy, the batter, has been on twice. He's walked and he's singled. More action is going to spring up in the Met bullpen. They're shortened up at first and third in case of the bunt. There's a base hit up the middle. Campaneris will come in to score. And the A's lead 5-0. This is the aggressive A's team that won the American League Championship 2 years in a row. They're swinging the bats yesterday and today.
It's been amazing how the Met pitchers have been able to hold them down, and I think the most amazing part of all, Kurt, is that the left-handers have done it because Oakland has been a basic right-handed hitting lineup, and today they're finally breaking loose.
They were out-hustled by the Mets up until yesterday. A strike. The Mets just look crisper in the field, more aggressive at the plate. George Stone now warming up in the Met bullpen. The A's have bounced back in these final 2 days. They have a 5-0 lead, a fly ball to right. Rusty Staub going back, nearly over his head, playing it halfway with Rudy returning to first.
Rusty going back near the warning track. The ball hit very hard in one of the most difficult plays for an outfielder. Once you turn the wrong way, you're in trouble, but he played it perfectly.
And here is Reggie Jackson getting an ovation. Jackson had hit no home runs in his previous 14 games. He had a hamstring pull, then he came down with a virus. He didn't play much the last 2 weeks in September. He perhaps got out of the groove. He's a big swinger, and when those big power swingers get out of the groove, they can look bad at the plate. But he's grounded out. He's hit a 2-run homer today. He had 3 hits yesterday. The curve strike to him. They report from the Met trainer, Cleon Jones, a slight sprain of his right ankle. 5-0, Oakland. Batting in the last of the 5th. 1 out. Joe Rudy at first. A high pop foul that Wayne Garrett is settling under. There are 2 down. Buzz Capra now, a right-hander, has joined George Stone in the Met bullpen. Gene Tennis has struck out a walk. He hasn't been hitting, but as our little note tells you, he's been the walking man. Been on base 11 times with walks. 2 down. Curve is over for a strike. 5 runs, 6 hits for the A's. No runs, 3 hits for the Mets. The outfield deep and toward left. Ground ball, foul. Good stab by Wayne Garrett. A 2-strike count to Gene Tennis. Vic Davalillo due up next. Ray Sadecki used to pitch across the bay with the San Francisco Giants. High fly, shallow center. Harrelson going out, calling for it. He's all over this park. 1 run, 2 hits. There was an error, 1 left at the end of 5. It's 5-0 Oakland. Right now it's Wayne Garrett leading off in the 6th inning for New York. The Mets are down by 5. Garrett has struck out, flied out. And Holtzman is inside with the ball. This is the top of the Met batting order. Garrett, Meehan, and Staub. Foul back. 1-1. Through the first 5 innings, Ken Holtzman has allowed 3 hits, no runs. He has walked 1 and he has struck out 3. Wonder who his barber is.
Or was, about last June.
A smash foul down the right field line. A ball and 2 strikes to Wayne Garrett.
Reggie Jackson took that foul ball into the stands. Maybe nobody saw it, and it won't cost him any money.
Usually a player could get fined for that.
Saw a story. Pete Rose got fined a total of, what, $300 or $400 this year tossing in the crowd.
The 1-2 pitch. Just outside with a curveball. 2-2. Struck him out with a fastball. Strikeout number 4 for Ken Holtzman. And now has pitched in the National League, the American League. Has pitched 2 no-hitters in his career. This year, for the first time, became a 20-game winner. Just missed the mark last year with 19 victories. The A's gave up Rick Mundy to the Cubs for Holtzman. A trade that I think has helped both teams. Ball 1. Mundy hit a lot of home runs this year for the Cubs. 1 ball, no strikes. Meehan looks at a strike, 1-1. Meehan is grounded to short and then lined out to Reggie Jackson. Foul ground in right field. There's a drive that is going to sink in the left center for a base hit. That ball rolling all the way to the fence. Extra bases for Meehan, and he stops at second with a double. First extra base hit in the game for the Mets.
Now, very quickly, the Oakland A's bullpen goes to work again. Fingers, Knowles.
And Rusty Staub, the batter, with a lame shoulder, has led all the batters in base hits. He has 10. Jones has 8. Milner has 8 for the Mets. Ball 1. Joe Rudy has 8. And Reggie Jackson has 9 for the A's. 1 ball, no strikes. And he has a base hit in the right center. This will score a run all the way to the wall. Rusty Staub going into second. And the Mets are on the scoreboard now as Staub doubles in Meehan. Rusty Staub's 6th run batted in. That ties him with Jackson for the most RBIs.
I guess the thing you've got to remember and keep reminding yourselves about these Mets is that they battle adversity all year long. When you come from behind August 30th in last place and get into a World Series, a 5-run deficit seems like nothing, and there's Williams.
And he wants his right-hander Fingers. He's decided that's enough for Holtzman. Rollie Fingers will come on. We have a break in the action here at Oakland with a score. Oakland 5, New York 1. Rollie Fingers, his 12th relief appearance in lifetime World Series. That's only 2 World Series for him. That ties Clem Labine's World Series record of relieving in 12 games. Staub's on second, 1 out. The batter's Cleon Jones. Breaking pitch is away for a ball. And we have had now, for the 2nd year in a row, in 2 7-game series, no complete games pitched. The strike. Only once previously has that happened. That was in the '59 series between the Dodgers and the White Sox. It shows you how important the modern bullpen pitchers become. There's Jones hitting a high fly to deep right. Backing up is Jackson. Staub is tagging and coming on to third. 2 down. The modern relief specialist has become a dominant figure in baseball. In the old days, it was an insult to be put out in the bullpen. Now they're highly paid, and you can't win without them.
You talk about night baseball, travel across the country, poor eating and sleeping habits, but the single most factor, I believe, in batting averages going down is that relief specialist. They train them now in the minor leagues.
Usually have a right-hander, a left-hander for the 8th and 9th innings, a long man. They're very specialized, and they're good. Milner. Ball into him. Milner's popped up, grounded out. Stobbs at third. The Mets have scored a run. The A's are leading 5-1 in the 6th inning. Playing Miller toward right. A ball. It's 2-0. Bando decides he better talk to Fingers.
Heard last year the A's bullpen, of course, was a factor in the World Series. They had Vida Blue out there last year, and during the winter, it might be overlooked fact, but the A's went out and picked up 2 more great relievers in this league, Paul Lindblad and Horacio Pena, both of whom had been around a long time, so we have 4 now.
2-0 pitch. Strike. 2-1 to Milner. A hard ground ball hit down to Darren Johnson. The side's out. 1 run, 2 hits, 1 left, 5.5 gone, 5-1 Oakland. Ray Sadecki will face Davalillo, Johnson, and Green. Davalillo flied out in his first time up, and he replaced Jesus Alou. Sadecki curves him for a strike. Sadecki pitched the 5th inning, gave up a run, 2 hits. There's a little pop out in the right field. Staub comes in, puts it away. He always grabs the ball one-handed. One down. Darren Johnson is grounded out, struck out. They changed the lineup yesterday and inserted him in there. Been a winning combination. This may be his last at bat in this game. Strike. We saw Ray Fosse warming his throwing arm up in the Oakland bullpen. It may mean that Fosse will come in to catch in the 7th, and Gene Tennis would move to first base. The 1-strike pitch. A ball and a strike to Darren Johnson, who's had a lot to do with the A's repeating as American League champs, coming through as a designated hitter. Right. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Darren Johnson. Reggie Jackson.
Fosse doing some stretching exercises, getting those legs and shoulders loose.
He'll be in. Foul away. 1 ball, 2 strike count to Darren Johnson. The on-deck batter, Dick Green. They won't be taking him out for any pinch hitter. They need him for defense. Sadecki misses. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Fastball is up. 3-2. Dick Williams will have a press conference after the game. Strike 3 on a curve. The conjecture is he's already resigned. Charlie Finley has said he wouldn't stop him from leaving. Williams has 2 more years in his contract. He's been given 4 raises in the last 2 years by his owner. But he's leaving. Where is he going? The conjecture is he'll wind up at Shea Stadium next year, managing the New York Mets. That's the speculation. Yankees. What'd I say? Mets. I'm not trying to fire Yogi.
There was further speculation before the ball game that he might end up at Pittsburgh.
The 1-0 pitch. Balls 2. They're all rumors. Nothing official. Little Campaneris on deck.
Giving the pitcher a little rest.
Pitcher's supposed to be out there on deck. Sadecki throws a curve over. 2 balls and a strike. Strike 2. Ted Williams named was around the ballpark today, and in the San Francisco papers, there's a possible manager here. He and Charlie Finley would be a combo together. 2-2. Foul ball. Dave Bristol's name has been thrown into the hopper.
Heard I found in being around a couple of World Series the last 2 years, there are some 900 writers from all over the world cover these things, and they start a lot of these rumors.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Bounding ball to shortstop. But Harrelson making the play, and Oakland's gone in the 6th. At the end of 6 innings, Oakland 5 and New York 1. Rollie Fingers will go against George Stone now in the last of the 7th. Then to the top of the order, Campaneris and Rudy. 4 runs for the A's in the 3rd. With 1 out, Holtzman doubled. Campaneris hit a home run. Joe Rudy singled. After Bando popped up, Reggie Jackson hit a home run. That's Campaneris on deck. The A's had another run in the 5th. Joe Rudy singled home Campaneris. The Mets scored their run in the 6th on a double by Rusty Staub. 5-1. That's the way the scoring's gone. Rollie Fingers. Strike 1 to him. George Stone, the 2nd appearance of the series. 1 scoreless inning in the 2nd game. Did a fine job for the Mets this year. There's 12 wins and 3 losses. That spot pitcher that pitches number 4 or 5 for you is very important. Coming through with a winning percentage. Casey Stengel just walking out. There's a blooper in the right, and it's a base hit. These A's pitchers are hitting. Holtzman has a double today, and Fingers has a single.
Bert, one of the things that Dick Williams said.
Rusty makes a nice try. He was playing right on the line in kind of shadow. I had to try and go over to right center field. Here comes Hanover to try and get the ball, but he couldn't get over there either. Tom makes a valiant diving attempt. He was lucky to stop that ball, to prevent it from going by him.
I want to tell you, this Rusty Staub is showing me something in this series. Campaneris dumps it to Beauty. Miller. What happened? Miller throws with the ball, couldn't get it out of his net. Everybody's safe. Miller could not dig the ball out of his glove.
Miller glanced over to second base to see if he had a shot at Fingers, but Fingers got a good jump, and then with that big first baseman glove, apparently got caught in the webbing. He couldn't get it out. Beyond was there.
It has been scored a base hit for Campaneris. A freak hit through. That's his 3rd hit of the game. And now it's Joe Rudy up. And the Mets are looking for the bunt. Well, the A's ahead 5-1. Rudy dumps it, foul. Rudy has been on each time. He's walked, singled twice. He had a scintillating series last year. He's had 9 hits in this series. He's made the best play in this series. Warming up is Kuzman. And Joe Rudy again turning in a stellar all-around performance in baseball's biggest pressure cooker, the World Series. Rollie Fingers to the 2nd. Campaneris at 1st. Nobody out. Last half the 7th.
Unlike the A's, the Mets usually make this play straight. They don't usually do anything too tricky.
Foul back, strike 2. Now let's see how they have him playing.
Who, me worry? Not Yogi. He's been through this before at World Series time and all season long.
2 strikes to Rudy. They're still in shallow at 1st, halfway at 3rd. And he hits a foul ball. Now, 3 of the A's players, as Fingers goes back to second, Campaneris to first. 3 of the A's players now are tied for the lead in base hits. Campaneris has 9 hits, Rudy has 9, and Jackson has 9. Rusty Staub is the series leader with 11. 2 strikes. 1 and 2 to Joe Rudy. Strike 3 is out. 1 away. Sal Bando has struck out, popped up, and lined to right.
That last little flash, that note on Bando tells what kind of player he's been all this year in his career. He's a clutch performer.
1 out, runners on first and second. A little bit inside to Bando. The A's are ahead 5-1. Stone hit that inside corner. A ball and a strike.
Not overpowering, but he's got to do just what he did on that last pitch. Work the black part of the plate, nibble away, get you to swing at some bad pitches low.
Curved him, and it is 1 ball, 2 strikes to Sal Bando. Dick Williams says, come on. His last game, undoubtedly, as manager of the A's, and he'd like to wrap it up in glory. Another curve. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Strike 3 to Bando. He's out of there. 2 down. Here's Jackson.
He gets out of this. He's done a whale of a job. After Milner hurt him a little bit by not getting at least 1 runner on the Campaneris bunt.
You know, Reggie Jackson actually went to Arizona State on a football scholarship. He didn't go there to play baseball, and he said he went out for the baseball team on a $5 bet. One of his roommates in the dormitory bet him $5 he couldn't make the baseball team, so he went out. And here he is in his 7th game of the series with a home run today, 3 hits yesterday. He's knocked in the strike. He's knocked in 4 runs the last 2 days. 0-1.
Parlay that $5 into a pretty good amount of money, Kurt.
I got a kick out of Jackson when Tony interviewed him yesterday. He said, I think Catfish ought to get $100,000. He's already become Catfish's agent. They're waiting to get that ribbon in. And Hunter said, well, I'd like to, but I got to beat Jackson to Finley before I can get it. He says he'll be there first.
A bunch of guys storming that door this year. Everybody on this team had a pretty good year.
1 strike to Reggie Jackson. 1 ball, 1 strike.
320 game winning pitchers. Bando knocks in 98 runs. Campaneris has one of his good years.
Jackson was the man out in front, undoubtedly, for the most valuable player in the American League. Fastball, he checked the swing. 2-1. He led in homers. He led in RBIs. On deck is Gene Tennis. Right? 2-2. Jackson's only 27. I say only. Some of these A's, Bando, Tennis, Jackson, are just getting in to their prime baseball age. which is usually from about 27 to 32. 2-2 pitch. Struck him out. George Stone struck out the side. No runs, 2 hits, 2 left. At the end of 7, Oakland 5, New York 1. All right, the Mets in the 8th inning with Felix Millan up. Has doubled in 3 times. Rollie Fingers has a strike on him. It'll be Millan, Staub, and Jones for the Mets. One ball, 1 strike. The Mets picked up a run in the 6th. They left 2 on in the 7th. They've been threatening, but they haven't been able to crack through. Ken Holtzman pitched the first 5 in the 3rd inning. One ball, 1 strike. Rusty Staub will be up next. Weak grounder hits the short. Campaneris fires, has it, and down.
If I had a vote, here's my most valuable player in this World Series contest. Should this A's lead hold up? He got the big hit today. He's played solid defensive baseball. He got him on the right track with a 2-run homer earlier.
Rusty Staub has fly to center. Single to left center, double to right center to knock in the lone run for the Mets today. 11 hits in the series. He's 2 away from the all-time series record of 13. Owned jointly by Bobby Richardson and by Lou Brock. Brock also holds the World Series record for stolen bases, 7. Twice he did it against the Red Sox and the Tigers. Ball 1 to Staub. Staub hit 3 homers in the playoffs. And kept going. 1 ball, 1 strike. We've had good umpiring in the series. We've had a few squawks on called 3rd strikes in this game. But for the most part, the umpiring is excellent. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Rollie now appears to be in the groove. Marty Springstead, the home plate umpire.
1 away, the bases empty. Ground ball to second. Dick Green. 2 down. Running away from the Mets. Leon Jones is fly to deep center, walked, and fly to right. New York Mets in last place in July. Last place in August. Have had a storied comeback. And a team that really captured the imagination of America. The way they hung in through injuries and came back to win. Right? They were underdogs against the Reds, big underdogs, and beat them. They were underdogs against Oakland. They're in the 7th game now, but they have only 4 outs left in this game. Strike 2.
Boys, we got it now. Kurt, you were talking about the Mets capturing the attention of this country this year. I think baseball has done the same thing all year long with over 30 million people going through the turnstiles this year in Major League ballparks.
2 down, nobody on. On deck, John Milner. 5-1 Oakland. A ball. 1-2 to Leon Jones. Yogi hasn't changed much expression during this series. Dick Williams has been all business in that dugout.
Definitely choose that gun.
He's got pretty good control now. Fosse's setting up outside for the breaking ball, and he's hitting the target. They're trying to get Jones to go after a bat him. Let's see if he zips him inside now.
He runs it 3-2 on Cleon Jones.
Cleon not able to put much weight on that ankle. You see a tape job on the right ankle. They did hurriedly out in the outfield.
2 out, nobody on. 3-2 pitch. Fouled away. It's not easy to win back-to-back world championships. The last time it was done, the Yankees of 61 and 62. There's that right ankle. Oakland 5, New York 1. Gene Tennis facing George Stone in the last of the 8th inning. Tennis has struck out, walked, and popped up. A strike to him. Reggie Jackson in that A's dugout. Ball 1 strike when NBC will be back next year with our regular Saturday game of the week. Our 15 special Monday night baseball telecast. There's a high drive in the left field. Plenty of room for Jones. He has it. 1 out. We'll have the All-Star game again, playoffs in the World Series. NBC, your Major League Baseball network. 1 down. In the last of the 8th inning, Vic Davalillo is 0 for 2. Well, you Met fans looking ahead to the 9th, Milner, Grody, and Hahn will represent the last hopes for New York. Ball 1. To Davalillo. He sends a ground ball to second base, and Neon scoops and throws in there 2 down. Ray Fosse up for his first time. Shot to left by Fosse. Oh, he's on with 2 away. And Dick Green will be the batter. Green has gone hitless 3 times. 9 hits for the A's, 7 hits for the Mets. 5-1 Oakland. The A's have 2 out and a runner on first. Stone blows the fastball by him. 0-1. Campaneris is on deck. Fingers is due up next. One ball, 1 strike. Campaneris may not get another time at bat. We'll see. And the count is 1 ball, 2 strikes to Dick Green. Fosse has his lead at first. There's a ground ball to Buddy Harrelson. Goes to first. We're going to the 9th inning, ladies and gentlemen, with a score, Oakland 5 and New York 1. All right, the Mets have their last shot. In the 9th inning, John Milner, Gary Grody, and Don Hahn. There's a strike to Milner. Rollie Fingers has worked 2 2/3 innings, 2 hits, shutout relief. He replaced Ken Holtzman. 1 ball, 1 strike. We're talking about the umpires. Working at first base today and working his last game is Augie Donatelli. There he is, 24 years of Major League umpire. 2-1. Augie, we wish you well. We congratulate you for your 24 years of service to baseball. 2 balls and a strike. Milner fouls it back. Milner slide to deep center, walked, slide out, and struck out. Two managers, contrasting thoughts right now. One with his fingers crossed, the other with hope. Foul. 2-2. We want to thank Bowie Kuhn, the Commissioner of Baseball, Johnny Johnson, Administrative Officer, Joe Reichler, Director of Public Relations, Tom Dawson, the Director of TV and Radio, Joe Cronin, Bob Holbrook, Tom Monahan of the American League, Charlie Feeney, Fred Flagg, and Dave Grody of the National League for all their assistance. 3-2. 5-1 Oakland. They're 3 outs away from winning their 2nd World Championship in a row. Rollie Fingers points to something in back of the plate. The 3-2 pitch. Foul again outside of first. Rusty style. Boy, you had some series, fella. Some World Series, I want to tell you. Nobody on, nobody out for the Mets in the 9th. Foul again. The A's bullpen is quiet. That's Ken Boswell, number 12, you see in the background. There they are. They'll get immediate action, if Milner gets on. 3-2 pitch. And again foul. He's hit the ball hard, but outside of first base. Ball 4, and Milner's on to start the 9th.
After John Milner's leadoff walk in the top of the 9th inning, the Mets managed 1 more run, but were unable to overcome the A's 3-run lead, losing 5-2, and giving Oakland its 2nd consecutive World Series title.